Yes, this is Box Office Bodies, and Wawa Wiwa Borat sequels. Here I am talking about a new Borat movie. Didn't really think it was going to happen because there was so much time in between the first and this. But Borat is back, and look, Borat, one of my all-time favorite comedies, probably in my top five. I think it is absolutely brilliant. Sacha Baron Cohen is a genius, and yeah, I knew I shouldn't expect too much going into this sequel, but I still had a lot of excitement just because of my love for Sacha Baron Cohen and for the character of Borat and the first movie. So we have Borat subsequent movie film. I guess I should give a disclaimer. This movie is not for everyone. I mean, if you did not like the first Borat, don't bother with this one, that's for sure. I am speaking to people who are fans of Borat, who know what to expect. Look, this movie is incredibly vulgar and crass. Part of what Sacha Baron Cohen does is always try to push the boundaries, cross the line. He definitely does it in this one too. I think back at certain moments in this and I just shake my head. Sometimes I feel the discomfort, the embarrassment. But yeah, that's what he does. That's what he does. And if you're someone who's going to get offended by any kind of vulgarities, stay away from this. I'll say that right out the gate. Now, if you are a fan of Borat, you know what you're getting into. How does this one stack up compared to the first? Personally, I have very mixed feelings about this one. Those who have watched enough of my videos, you know how I feel about movies that try to shove a message down your throat or something that tries to convince the viewer of a social or political message. I hate when movies get too political, and this one definitely not only crosses the line of what's appropriate in terms of funny, but also I think crosses the line in terms of its messaging and its political stance. That being said, Sacha Baron Cohen is so talented that I can't completely dismiss this project as bad. I laughed out loud several times throughout the movie. I felt discomfort. I felt awkward a lot of the time. He still is very successful at what he wants to do. It just wasn't as funny to me as the first, and I think a lot of the reason of that was because of how politically motivated it was. People in Hollywood feel they need to do that to make a quality product. I think, first of all, it alienates a lot of people, and secondly, it takes away from the actual content of something when you're always trying to stick in a message or an idea. Of course, messages in movies are important. I've said this before. I just don't like it when it's so heavy-handed. Again, the moments aren't quite, they don't land quite as well as the first, but there are some great ones in this. There's a reference to Canada in the first 2-3 minutes. I was almost on the ground laughing. It was fantastic. And that's the thing I always liked about Cohen is, yes, he is obviously leaning on a certain side of the political spectrum, but he does not hesitate to go after anyone. And it's it's great. I love it when he has a well-timed or just a brilliant joke that takes a serious jab at someone. He definitely doesn't hold back with the racial humor again. And yeah, no, this is overall, I'd say it's a fun movie. It's just, again, it had a bit too much in terms of, or maybe a lot too much in terms of its political motivations and messaging. And I think even sometimes the gags, which were very impressive, don't quite land as well because there's so much of a political motivation behind it. I'll give a slight spoiler. I mean, most people already know what you're getting into with this. They even know a lot of the backstory of the movie. But minor spoiler here if you want to skip a minute. He goes after Mike Pence in this, and he ends up crashing one of Pence's speeches in a conference hall. I don't know how he pulls it off. He's such a genius. And like, I went back and read the old news stories from when this happened back in February. It's hilarious that that Sacha Baron Cohen is able to pull this off. But when you actually take a step back and remove yourself from how impressive the prank or the stunt is, it's not that funny. You know, he's crashing a Mike Pence speech dressed as Donald Trump. It's not that exciting altogether. However, like I said, incredibly impressive. And the stones on this guy too. Oh my goodness. Even his less liked projects, I really appreciate. And I think if he went more for humor, went more for his brilliantly thought out jokes, this would have been a lot better. Yeah, there you have it. I actually think that if you're a fan, it's still worth seeing. Hey, this is on Amazon Prime for free. Is it worth signing up just for that? I wouldn't go that far. And again, my caveat at the beginning is maybe the most important thing. This is not for everyone. A lot of people are going to be offended by this or just disgusted, not appreciate what he does. And that's okay too. I understand it's not for everyone. So, on scale of gypsy to great success, I give this one 3 vials of weapons grade potassium. Well, I hope you appreciated the video. If you did, make sure you give me those likes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and send me some comments. If you really want to make me happy, give it a share. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll be seeing you soon. I hope. I know there aren't many movies these days, but we'll do what we can, right?